Another major NASCAR silly season domino has fallen as it has been announced that Connor Zilisch will go full-time with Trackhouse Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2026. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. We got some pretty massive major breaking news this early afternoon as it has been announced and confirmed that Connor Zilisch will be going full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series with Trackhouse Racing in 2026. Here's the announcement from today in Trackhouse Racing. News: welcome to the NASCAR Cup Series, Connor Zilisch. The 19-year-old will race full-time for the house beginning in 2026 and beyond. According to the press release, this is a multi-year deal for Trackhouse Racing as well. Continuing on with the press release that Trackhouse Racing put out today, 19-year-old racing phenom Connor Zilisch will drive Trackhouse Chevy in the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series. Connor Zilisch, one of the hottest prospects in NASCAR history, raced a Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet full-time in the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season. Here's what Connor Zilisch said about this. This day has been a dream of mine for a long time. He also continued on saying it's been something he's been excited about to join up with the program. Cup racing has been the goal since joining with Chevrolet and Trackhouse, so while I didn't know if it would come soon, I feel like I'm ready. I know the challenge that awaits entering the Cup Series as a full-time driver, but I feel that with the support of Trackhouse and Chevrolet, this is the right situation for me. I won't be making any predictions for success next year. All I promise is to put in 100% effort, learn all that I can, plus have a little bit of fun along the way. Continuing on with the statement, here's what Justin Marks said about him joining the program. Connor is a rare talent that comes along every few decades. I have watched Connor grow from a kid racing go-karts at the Trackhouse Motorplex to an up-and-close seat as he beats all of us in the Trans Am race a few years ago. He quickly adapted everything we put him in, and what he is doing with Junior Motorsports and Xfinity this season is historic. Connor is very mature, poised, and I know ready to go Cup Series racing in 2026. He's a mentor along the way by former racer Josh Wise and Dr. Aaron Warren at General Motors. I can speak for everyone at Trackhouse Racing when I say we have a tremendous amount of faith in this young man. Eric Warren says, we are excited for Connor to get the opportunity to compete full-time in the Cup Series in 2026. What Connor's been able to accomplish in NASCAR for the last year has been remarkable. He has the drive and commitment to put in work and off the track, and we look forward to seeing his continued success in top Cup Series divisions next year. Now, in the statement as well, they did not confirm the number, the sponsorship. Well, they did confirm the sponsorship, but they did not confirm the number at this point. So it's unknown what number he will exactly run. There's been talk maybe he could be in the 99 car 2026. But I think there's a chance and possibly he could be in two other numbers next year. The numbers could be the number 87, which is the number that he's ran in his select NASCAR Cup Series starts in 2025 when he ran it at COTA, ran it at Watkins Glen, and ran it at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That could be the number they use, considering it's been loyal with Connor this year. It would make a lot of sense. The other one is the 88. We could see a potential possibly of Shane Van Gisbergen not being the 88 car next year, but instead moving over to the 99, but we get all that stuff in the future as well kind of confirmed. It did say in the press release today that it's going to be a couple weeks before we do get official announcement on that. Now, one thing many people are asking, what sponsors will Connor Zilisch have in 2026? The two main sponsors he is going to have in 2026 is Red Bull, and it's also going to be WeatherTech. I would expect that Red Bull is going to be up in their sponsorship with not just Connor Zilisch in 2026, but also sponsoring Shane Van Gisbergen for more races next year as well. But WeatherTech also is going to sponsor in the next season as well. And I think that's really cool that WeatherTech and Red Bull, which have been closely aligned with both drivers at Trackhouse Racing over the course of the last couple of years, I think it's really good. They're going to be sticking up and continuing to step up their sponsorship for the 2026 season. I think it's great to see they'll be sticking around. The Red Bull cars for SVG and Connor have looked really good this year, and the WeatherTech cars have looked also very, very good as well. That partnership they had for the Chicago Street Course race, I got to say, that was very good. But talking about Connor Zilisch himself, he is going to be joining a very elite lineup of two other teammates that have been really good this season. Ross Chastain, who's been the guy who's been the number one driver at this organization over the course of the last couple of years. Ross has picked up 6 career NASCAR Cup Series wins. He's been the best all-around driver at this organization, and Ross has won the Coca-Cola 600 recently as well. And he's won one race every single year since the 2022 season when he joined the program, made the championship for in 2022. He'll be joining his other veteran teammate of Shane Van Gisbergen in his second NASCAR Cup Series season. SVG was a 3-time Repco Supercar champion, has already won 4 road course races this season, has a very good chance to maybe make it far into the round of 8 this season, and has had a lot of speed so far in 2025 and is starting to prove on ovals and improve his racecraft as a driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. And then you're going to have Connor Zilisch, someone who I've been very high on. I've talked about Connor Zilisch a lot on this channel, how high I am on him, because Connor Zilisch, I think, is one of the best prospects we have seen in quite some time. It's very rare you see someone, especially at the age of 19 years old, come in and have so much raw talent and have so much speed. He's only been racing stock cars for about a little bit over a year. And since that time, he's won a lot of ARCA races on ovals and road courses as well. He has won 7 NASCAR Xfinity Series races in 2025. In the last 12 races alone, Connor Zilisch has a 2.08 average finish and has failed to finish outside the top 5 in any of those races in the last 12 events, which is absolutely remarkable for a driver at 19 years old. When people thought he wasn't going to be amazing in Xfinity, but he's figured it out very, very quickly. He's already won more races than I thought he was going to win, and he's got a really good chance to win next week at Portland as well. And I think Connor is going to be very good in the Cup Series next year. Now, what are my realistic expectations for Connor? Well, I do think Connor Zilisch is going to be a very solid rookie. I think there are going to be some struggles that are going to come along the way for Connor Zilisch next year. I do not expect Connor Zilisch to pick up a win as a rookie. I think his best chance is going to come at the road courses, but I think Connor Zilisch is going to be running kind of the middle of the pack more than likely, maybe the top teens in the early portion of the year. But as the season progresses and goes on, I do expect that Connor Zilisch will get better, and I think he will have a very strong season by the end. I think he's going to be competing for wins by the end of the season, and by 2027, you never know, he might be getting his first career win. And it's not out of the realm possibility that Connor does win a Cup Series race by the end of next year, but the road courses are still going to have Shane Van Gisbergen, who's going to be extremely dominant at those. And I think Connor will get better as the season goes on, but I think realistically, we're not expecting Connor Zilisch to go out there and instantly pick up the win and the victory, but he's going to be really strong next year. I think he's going to be contending for the top 20 in points, and he might be an outside playoff bubble driver at this point. But again, I do think we have to have realistic expectations. The other big thing we kind of got to talk about at this point is the crew chief for Connor Zilisch. Did not announce crew chief today for Connor Zilisch at this point, but my question is who could be his crew chief? If, let's say, they move Connor Zilisch to a different number, could they maybe move Steven Duran to work with Connor Zilisch next year? I think that is certainly a possibility, but Steven Duran and SVG do have a really good working relationship, so we could see the crew chief of the number 99, maybe Matt Swiderski, work with Connor Zilisch next year. I think that is certainly a possibility, but I have a little bit of an out-of-the-box potential crew chief. What about maybe Rodney Childers? Rodney Childers is not signed currently at the moment with any organization for the 2026 season, and I think he'd be the perfect guy to work with a young driver like Connor. Plus, Rodney Childers is a pretty big fan of Connor Zilisch at this point. He's worked with a lot of younger drivers as well as of late, and I think that Rodney would absolutely be the perfect fit to really help get Connor Zilisch up to speed really quickly, because he's helped a lot of younger drivers. He's worked with a lot of great drivers and helped them out quite a bit. He's helped Scott Riggs throughout the years. He helped David Rudiman get his first career Cup Series win in the Coke 600. And he also worked with Kevin Harvick for many years as well, and he's worked with a lot of great drivers. He worked with Brian Vickers, got him his final Cup Series win. I think it'd be really good to see someone like a Connor Zilisch get the opportunity to work with Rodney Childers next year, and I think that will be a major signing at that point. But nonetheless, I think it's a massive deal to see that Connor Zilisch will be going full-time Cup Series racing next year. I've been waiting for this day. I know it's been expected for quite some time. Many people kind of expected it at this point. The big question we have to ask ourselves is, will he be the only rookie next year? There's been talk about maybe Jesse Love moving up to the Cup Series in some way, shape, or form in 2026. If Jesse moves up, I think he'll be only on a part-time stint currently at the moment, but Connor might be the only full-time rookie next season. And if that's the case, he's easily going to win the Rookie of the Year honors next year, but I don't think anybody should be surprised of how good Connor has been. So I'm excited to see what Connor Zilisch can do in the 2026 season. But like I said, I think Connor's going to have a really strong and really great season as a rookie. And I think it's a massive and great deal to see that Connor will finally be going full-time NASCAR Cup Series racing in the 2026 Cup season. We'll wait for the sponsors, we'll wait for the car number and other stuff to be announced here soon. But good to see that Connor will be full-time NASCAR Cup racing in 2026. And I also would think Connor makes some Xfinity Series starts, probably with Junior Motorsports as well in the 9 car. We could see some other drivers announced that 9 car in the future as well for next year. Nonetheless, really good to see that Connor Zilisch is going full-time NASCAR Cup Series racing in 2026. I expect him to be really strong next year. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Connor Zilisch going full-time Cup Series racing in 2026 with Trackhouse. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's discussion below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How do you think Connor Zilisch is going to do as a rookie? Do you think he'll win as in his rookie season or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, actually later tonight, we'll have the Cup Series race review from Daytona. Tomorrow we should have the 2026 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series silly season predictions dropping on the channel. Then on Monday, we'll have a NASCAR news video talking about the Kaulig news, talking about the Ram news, talk about this news around Trackhouse and Connor Zilisch, what number they might end up using for next year. We got a lot of content dropping this week. We're going to have the playoff predictions coming out on Tuesday for the NASCAR Cup Series. We got other content coming on. People like Haley Diggins, Shane Gisberg, and Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Frankie Muniz, Cletus Afaro, Dodge Ram, Kaulig Racing, 2011 front row. The lawsuits, we're probably getting updates on that later this week as well. Some other big news, we got the NASCAR 25 cover came out. I think it was announced maybe that Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Cristobal are going to be on the cover for the game. And there's some other big news coming out of people like Will Brown, Jack Perkins, Brock Feeney, and all those good people. Same with Brody Kosecki and other people like Kyle Larson, Chase, like Ryan Priest, Brad Keselowski too. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.